All right, let's take a look at adding like terms in a polynomial. Now we're going to do a little bit of a stretch or a second step to a polynomial. In this case here, it happens to be two polynomials which are being added together. So the two polynomials that we have are 2x minus 4 and we have 3 minus 6x. Now, each polynomial has an x term and they have a constant. And we cannot combine the x term and the constant together because they're unlike. But because we have this adding here, we are going to take our values in the first polynomial or the terms in the first polynomial, and we will add them to the terms in the second polynomial that are like to each other. So when we pull this up here, we have 2x minus 4 and 3 minus 6x. Don't worry too much about what is first and what is second. Always think about what is the sign in front of the term. Now the 2x and the 3 are both positive as there's no plus sign in the front, and they're the first ones. And the negative 4 and the negative 6x are negative ones because we are subtracting them. So we understand that they are a negative term. Now, I'm going to start here with these two. I'm going to take a look at the two x values or the two x terms. And when we combine them, we're adding. You'll notice here we have the adding symbol. So we have to take whatever value here and we're going to add the value here. Even if it's negative, we're still adding it. We're combining and adding a negative. 2 plus negative 6x, or 2x plus negative 6x gives us negative 4x. Now, the second part to this here is the negative 4 and the 3. So we're going to take these two right here. They are both constants, therefore we can combine them as well. We're going to do it through adding, and we're going to get a total of negative 1. Now, we have combined our like terms here, and so we are going to put them together back into its own polynomial. It's simplified polynomial, and it will be negative 4x minus 1. Now we could switch this around and we could write negative 1 minus 4x. That works as well. But I like to try to keep my x terms or the higher power ones farther to the front. That's just my own personal thing. You can kind of do whatever you feel like on that matter, as long as you have the right term there. Let's take a look at another one. Now we're going to look at one that deals with subtracting. And so, because it deals with subtracting, we have to take the values in the first one and we have to subtract the values in the second one. And this is going to be extremely important so that we don't mix things around. Okay, so we have to make sure that we're doing this so we don't mix things around. And again, it is subtracting, and that part is super important as well. So let's take a look at our two polynomials here. We have two binomials. Each one has an x squared term, and each one has an x term, and they're being subtracted from each other. So first one minus second one. The first two we're going to look at, we're going to take a look at the x squared terms. We have 7x squared minus negative 2x squared. Now we have to write it out like that so that we understand that it is a subtraction statement because we are subtracting the second polynomial from the first one. 7x squared minus negative 2x squared, getting rid of the negatives, brings us up to positive 9x squared. The second two, the 4x minus 4x, well, that gives us 0. It cancels out, so it's no longer there. And this is okay. But now when we put it all together, it will be 9x squared plus 0. Anytime we add 0, we're actually not doing anything, so we don't have to write it down. All we need to do now is put it as 9x squared. Done. We don't even have the x value in there. So remember, when we're subtracting, we have to take the term in the first polynomial and subtract the term in the second polynomial. Be careful on the negatives because they do sometimes play tricks on you when you're doing that. Let's take a look at another question. This one is dealing with the perimeter of a triangle or of some shape. Now, to find the perimeter of any shape, we have to add up all the sides. A triangle has 3 sides, and lo and behold, they happen to be polynomials. Each one is a binomial with an x value and a constant. So, for the perimeter, let's add them all together. How are we going to write this out? Well, we take all three sides, 2x plus 7, 5x minus 2, and 4x minus 3, and add them together. Now, we could keep them in the brackets, but because we're adding, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the symbols at all. So, add all of our x values together. Well, 2x plus 5x plus 4x is equal to 11x. Perfect. So we have our x values together. Secondly, put our constants together. 7 plus negative 2 plus negative 3 gives us a total of positive 2. The perimeter is the completion of that, so we have to add all those together, and the perimeter is equal to 11x plus 2. Be sure that you are careful on adding the like terms together, and make sure anytime we have the perimeter, we have to add all of the sides. If a side isn't listed, take a look and see what might it be based on a comparative side that you might have. Thank you for watching this, and enjoy your math.